Well, the weather in the PTS is, well, weather. I for real, I love the, look at that. Nice. The lightning strikes and all of that. I'm loving it. I just wish that there was a permanent setting where you could just keep the heavy weather on the whole time. I just think it adds to the immersion. Anyways, maybe that's just me. Now we are in the PTS. This is the public test server. So we are testing the game, and well, in today's video, we are going to talk about a hot topic because I am still getting comments about this nonstop, and that is the incoming Striker nerf. I know, I know. No one wants to see a nerf, but let's break it down because it's really, I really don't think it's that bad. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikaze Von Doom here with another Division 2 PTS video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. But like you already know, we are going to show you Striker. So I hope you enjoy. And it's really not that bad. Here's my... Okay, let me just go ahead and disclaimer. Here's my entire outlook on this. I do not think any of the nerfs are necessary, period. I don't think any of the nerfs at all are necessary, period. I think all of the buffs are necessary. I think that everything should be buffed to compete with what people are currently playing. Don't just nerf things that people like. I hate that. It is the worst way to conduct business. Oh, you like that? Oh, you like that? Well, nah, we're going to change it. Now you have to play something else. But I liked playing that. And then that's when the players are like, well, F you, I'm out. Instead of, oh, you like that? Well, why don't you like this? Look at this. And have something compete with it. I am so sick of, oh, everyone likes that? Well, let's nerf it. It is such a, come on. Just buff everything. Please get rid of the... Don't do these nerfs. But because they are doing the nerfs, let's talk about Striker. And I'll even throw in the St. Elmo's into this as well. Okay? So just going... Let's see. Heartbreaker, okay? Heartbreaker got a big buff this update. Big buff. All right? Now, this is obviously the PTS. This will go live in October. Just so you know, this is the test server. We will have 2 phases of the test server before this goes live in October. We have 4 weeks, so around October 20th is when all of this is set to go live. So Heartbreaker is getting a 30% buff. What does that mean? Well, instead of 1% per stack, it's 1.3. And it stacks up to 100, so instead of 100, you get 130. So therefore, you get a 30% buff. So Heartbreaker right now, everyone's like, oh, it's the meta. It's going to be hitting really hard. And it's true. It is hitting ridiculously hard. I love it. And I'm one of the people that are saying that this is probably going to end up being a meta. And I do not doubt it. Because you can end up having 6 million armor and have all of this damage. But we're not here to talk about Heartbreaker. The reason why I even brought this up is to establish a baseline, okay? Because Heartbreaker requires stacks. You have to stack it up to get the end result, being the 130% weapon damage. Well, something like Striker, right, with the 2-piece, or with the chest piece, my bad, the 2-piece. With the Striker 4-piece and using the chest, you get 200 stacks. Now, before this nerf, the 200 stacks is 200% weapon damage, just flat out. It's 1% per stack if you are using the backpack, all right? If you are using the backpack. So, on paper, this is twice as much, right? Where Heartbreaker's 100 stacks, Striker's 200 stacks. So then it's like, all right, well, we need to figure out a way to get these two to be more in tune with each other because they both require stacking. You have to build up these stacks to even enjoy it, right? and they are completely different outliers. One gives you 200% bonus armor with only 100% weapon damage, and the other one gives you no bonus armor and 200% weapon damage. So they're completely different spectrums. Like one's more survivability and having fun, being tanky, and then the other one is just pure DPS, die, die, die. And that's why we love it, right? Let's be real. We're using Striker in the Incursion because we love it. Because everything goes brrr, and then they all die. It's everything. It's amazing. It makes the raids easier. It makes the incursions easier. It just makes content easier using Striker. Well, that's where they kind of tweaked Heartbreaker and Striker to get them to compete more with each other. So the Heartbreaker gets a 30% boost, right? So they buffed that up. Now with the Striker, they didn't touch the chest piece. It's the backpack. And let's see. So I need to go to the good old stash. Yo, the rain is so heavy I can hear it on the inside. So the Striker backpack is what is getting the nerf. Everyone is like wondering how bad is it? What's going on with Striker? All right. So here's the nerf. So it's risk management. This used to be from 0.65 to 1, which was a 35% buff. So using the backpack would give you an extra 35%. Now, it was, what, 70%, right? So 35% with 100 stacks. And then with 200 stacks, it would be 70%. So the backpack is a huge player in how strong the Striker build is, because you're actually getting 1% per stack. So them cutting it down to 0.85 has now made that 200 to 170. So it's a 30% nerf. What they basically did is they took 30% away from the Striker and they put it into the Heartbreaker. So Heartbreaker is now at 130 and Striker is now at 170. You see? It was 100, 200, and then they just transferred over 30. And that's it. And that's why I wanted to compare the two, because they both require stacking and they were both affected in the exact same way during this update, where they basically just took it from Striker and they added it to Heartbreaker, and that's it. So Heartbreaker, yes, it sounds more meta, because it's like, yo, Heartbreaker hits even harder, bro, and we're tanks. Let's go. But remember, Striker still hits harder. Just because Heartbreaker is now at 130, you have to remember Striker is still at 170. So, yes, Striker did get the nerf, but I hope after this video you fully understand that Striker is still going to be hitting harder than everything, and it just made Heartbreaker more appealing. Okay? So, I hope that helped explain that. As far as me bringing St. Elmo's into this, I keep getting asked about the St. Elmo's. The St. Elmo's got a 10 magazine size reduction. So that's the big thing. The other thing was just attachment changes. It's not a big deal. Same with the Eagle Bearer. Everyone was like, yo, Eagle Bearer got buffed. And yes, it did. It got a buff to crit chance and crit damage. But that's it. Like, yeah, it did get a buff, but only to crits. Where the St. Elmo's, yeah, it got a nerf to crit a little bit, but the big nerf was the magazine size. And that's where I'm just like off the rails. Like, why? That's what made this weapon so unique and special. It was the only one sitting at 70 rounds, and now it's sitting exactly where the Eagle Bearer is. You see? They're the exact same now. But the difference is the Eagle Bearer hits, well, actually, I need to update the St. Elmo's. We might test that out, but I'm going with the Eagle Bearer now. I mean, after they nerfed the St. Elmo's, the Kingbreaker, the Shield Splinterer, and they nerfed the Iron Lung, I'm going right back to the Eagle Bearer. Like, okay, say less. Like, I'm going to go right back to the old meta if you're going to nerf all of the new metas. And they nerfed the Ouroboros. I don't know. That's going to be in a different video. But we do have a Striker nerf incoming with Title Update 22, and Title Update 22 is set to go live in October. Again, this is the public test server phase 1. There will be 2 phases of this PTS. So some of these things and numbers are subject to change, and if they do, I will keep you up to date. But that is it. That's your Striker nerf update news, and I hope everyone is now on the same page. It's really not as bad as people are saying it to be. I'm more worried about the Scorpio and the Sledgehammer nerf. Those things suck. The St. Elmo's nerf was bad, but I'm more worried about why they nerfed the hell out of the Kingbreaker and the Shield Splinterer. That sucked. But all right, see, now I'm going to start ranting on more nerfs. Again, long story short, we shouldn't have any nerfs. Just buff everything around it, make them all compete, and make everyone happy. I'm Kamikaze Von Doom. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Ooh, I didn't even talk about the bighorn.
Everything is priced to move.